Good morning, everyone. I wanted to do some training with you today. My name is Danielle Gorley, and I'm the Director of All For You Home Care. And today we are going to be going over different parts of the Core Competencies annual training. And so this is a training that caregivers need to get every year, and it's training that we want to make sure that you always know what your rights are, what your client's rights are. And so we're going to go over the first part here. And you can get this handbook. We email this handbook out to all the caregivers. We give it to you when you come into the office. So there's lots of different ways that you can get this packet so you can read along with us. And if you need anything, just give us a call. But we're going to talk about the client rights and safety. And so the clients of All For You Home Care have the right to receive considerate and respectful care in the home at all times. And they can have their property treated and respected as they wish. So that means when you go to a client's home, it is their home. So if they want you to not mess with the thermostat, to not change the channel, if maybe they have certain rooms that they don't want you to go in, maybe they have an office or a study, then we respect their privacy, and we only go into the rooms and do the things that they want us to do. And so they also, they're able to participate in the development of the care plan. So whenever we start a new client, usually it's Dana or I, we go into the client homes and we make a care plan. Now, there's times where the client or the family may not tell us everything, but we try to get as much information as possible. And so some of that information would include what the daily needs are, what their ADLs are, if they have any allergies. It could be to medications or to food, some of their likes or dislikes, and it also goes into, what do they like to do in their free time. And so we develop a care plan. Now, when a caregiver goes into the home, they're going to learn a lot more about this client than we do because they see them every day. And so it's important for the caregivers to also connect with us and the families to let us know, okay, these are the things that we need to be updated on. So maybe when we first started services, Mary is walking with a cane, and 2 weeks later, she's needing to walk with a walker. And so those are things that we look for communication with everybody to be able to update that care plan. And then we also want our clients to be able to participate in that care plan. So they tell us, these are the things that I no longer need or I need more of. So we can make sure that we're being responsible and giving the correct care plan to the caregivers, because as a caregiver, you can only do your job if you know what's expected of you. Also receive written information on the care plan. So we develop a care plan. We use ClearCare to input the care plan. Caregivers can view the care plan by going online to the caregiver portal. But then also families, we can email to them, we can mail it to them as well as the client. So they have a copy of that care plan as well. They can refuse medication and treatment, counseling, or other services without fear of discrimination. So that means if you have a client and they are refusing to take their medication, we are a non-medical home care company. You cannot make or force that person to take their medication. So if you have any questions regarding that, just let us know. They have the right to be fully informed of the consequences of all aspects of care. So unless medically contain, including all possible results of refusal of medical treatment, counseling, or other services. So for instance, say we have a client and they decide, okay, well, they are not able to properly help transfer themselves. So maybe you have a client and they're bedbound and you are responsible for getting them in and out of bed, getting them dressed for the day, but they're unable to help you. So they're basically what we call dead weight, so anything over in excess of 50 pounds. And we need to use some type of medical device to help us. So it could be a gait belt, it could be a bar or a Hoyer lift. And now this client is refusing, no, I'm not going to take any type of this help to help get me in and out of bed. Well, because you refuse to do this, we're unable to get you out of bed. So we don't want the client getting hurt. We don't want the caregivers getting hurt. So it's important that they know the consequences of the aspect of care. So if they refuse to do it, we will have to kind of assess that situation and decide, can we be helping this client, or do they need somebody else to come out here and help them? They have the right to privacy and confidentiality about one's health, social, financial circumstances, and whatever takes place in the home. So that means you go into the client's home and they are talking to you about their personal life or their medications or their financial situation. You're not to let the family call the family and talk to them about it, or the office or anything like that. It's confidential, and so you're in the privacy of their own home. Now, if you feel that they're being taken advantage of, you do have the right to call APS. You are a mandated reporter, but we want to make sure that we're being very clear with the HIPAA laws. Anything that they say to you is confidential unless they give you permission to speak on their behalf. They have the right to know all communications and records and will be treated confidentiality with no information given out without a written notice to the client or the family. So that means that when we come out and we do an assessment and we're getting all their information, their address, their phone number, we're not selling it off to a third party. And unless they give us permission, we're not giving it to any third party. Some reasons why I think that we would ask for permission is if they are a insurance client and we're sending it to the insurance company, we would need their permission in order to work with that company, or maybe they need some type of medical help and an ambulance is coming out. We have to get their permission to have somebody come out and assess them. They have the right to expect that all home care personnel within the limits are set to work in the care plan and respond in good faith to the client's requests and assist the client in their home. Receive information on the agency's policies and procedures, including information on charges, qualification, and supervision of personnel, hours, and operation. So that means when we come out there, they need to know that we are offering home care, what our address is, what our phone number is, what our office hours are, a number that they can call after hours, and to know anything they want to know about us. Our business license, our workers' comp, our liability, if they are to receive all that information, and if they have questions they can ask and we can send them that information. Participate in the plan for discontinuation of services and the right to appeal. So that means that if a client no longer wants services, they don't have to receive services. And so that's one nice thing about All For You Home Care, is that we let them know that they basically are our boss. They go ahead and set their days, their hours, the times. They're not signing up for 1 week or 2 weeks or a year or a month. They can just let us know, and we go provide services for when they need it at the times that they need it. Have access to all the bills and service regardless of whether they are paid out of pocket or through another source of payment. And other source of payments would be long-term care insurance, or maybe Del Oro or the Alzheimer's Association. So whoever's paying the bills for them, they have access to view those bills, to respond to those bills, to say, this bill is not right, or to say, I'm going to be paying for this bill. However they want to. They have rights to any invoice that we service out. To receive a clear explanation of the services and equipment provided by the agency or covered by a third party, and reimbursement for services and equipment that will be paid for the client and the charges that will be incurred. So if they have home health coming out, home health is going to let them know these are all the services that we're going to provide you, and these are all the equipment that we're going to provide you, and who's to pay for this equipment. They're not going to just deliver something and you're going to find out at that moment, oh, you owe on a bill. They need to let you know beforehand. Receive a clear explanation of the process of voice grievances about care, treatment, and discontinuation of services without fear of discrimination. So they can call us and say, you sent over, I'm just naming a random name, sent over Samantha, and I don't think it's a good fit. Well, we're not going to discriminate them because they don't feel that it's a good fit with that caregiver. They have right to whoever comes into their home. They have every right to allow that person into their home. And so for whatever reason, they don't want that person. It could be the smell of their perfume. It could be that person is too tall, too short. We're not discriminating, but if we're going into a client's home, they have every right to do what they want and have who they want in their home. Appeal of any agency decisions regarding care following grievance procedures. And so, you know, if they have any questions or concerns, they can definitely call us. And know that the agency maintains the liability insurance coverage, and they're given writing of the name and the telephone number and the contact person, and they have access to this 24 hours a day. So if somebody calls us and said, you know, I understand that you guys provide liability insurance and workers' comp, how do I find out that you actually do provide these? And then also be given written information concerning the agency's policy on advance directives. So if they have any questions with that, they can definitely let us know. And if they need access to an interpreter, if needed, then All For You Home Care will work with them to get an interpreter in the home, so we understand we're all on the same page. We want people to know what they're getting into, know what their rights are, and have a fulfillment conversation on that. And choose their provider of services and be informed of their rights. So if somebody was to choose All For You Home Care and for whatever reason it wasn't working out, then they have every right to choose another provider or vice versa. Lots of our clients that we sign up are coming from other providers, so they have every right to, if it's not working out with one provider, move to the next. And the client has a right to responsibility to notify the agency of any changes in their condition or care situation, follow the care plan, notify the agency if there's any visit schedule needs that need to be changed, keep appointments and notify the agency if you're unable to do so. So that means that if you have an appointment coming up and it's not on a regular day that you're scheduled, you can schedule it for a different day. Once again, you are the boss. So as a client, you can tell us, you know, I don't need you on Monday, but I need you on Tuesday. Or I don't need you on Christmas, but I need you on New Year's. Whatever you want to do, you won't be penalized for that. Inform the agency of the existence of any changes in advance directives. So maybe at one point the client was a DNR and now they're not. And advise the agency of any problems or dissatisfaction to the service. So you can come to us at any time and let us know what's working and what's not working, and we'll have an open conversation about that. And provide safe equipment to care to be provided. So that means if the client needs a gate belt, either the client can provide the gate belt, they can let us know if they're unable to, and All For You Home Care will provide that. But we'll make sure that the safety equipment that's needed to take care of the client is in the home, and caregivers know if you ever need anything, if it's gloves, if it's masks, anything, you just let us know, and carry out mutually agreed upon responsibilities. So this is really a group effort. We work together as a team. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please, you can write below and we will answer any questions, but then you can also call us anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.